Hello Rees, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another anticipated releases. We have a lot of sequels. I will link all the first print run special editions in the description down below. I'm going to start with the sequels because there are quite a bit, maybe 6 books or so, and then move on to the new books, to the debuts and the first books in series. I have my laptop here with me if you are wondering, or if you are here for the first time, welcome, subscribe. Let's start with one of the most anticipated releases of the year is the Ballad of Falling Dragons. It is book 2 in the Moonfall series by Sarah A. Parker. Book 1 broke the internet last year when the moon hatched. Now I'm very excited and very interested in continuing on with the series. With that being said, I thought about it and I don't know if I want to pick this up right away or not, because these are quite long books and I need to reread When the Moon Hatched to be able to read this book. And these are quite long reads, as I said. When the Moon Hatched, I think it was about 750, around 800 pages. This one is 704 pages according to Goodreads, and I'm not sure. I think what I'm going to do, because now I'm filming also read it or unhaul it videos with the books that I physically own. And I think it is better to wait for the release date of book 3. By the way, this is not a trilogy. It is a 5-book series long. So we are going to get some books in the future, more books, and we need to reread the previous ones. So yes, I think I will read it closer to the release date of the 3rd book. But I'm very excited about this one. This is going to release on May 19th. The next book that is also one of my most anticipated releases is the 2nd book in the Silver Elite series, Broken Dove by Dani Francis. Now, I have Googled a little bit about how many books are planned to be in the series, and it said that this is going to be divided in part 1 of a series and part 2. And I don't know what that means, because it's not a number. It's not a clear number about how many books we are getting, but I think maybe this is going to be a duology about a couple, and then we are going to focus on another couple in this world. Maybe, I don't know. If you have any information about that, please comment down below. This is going to release on May 5th. And the next book is book 2 in a trilogy, 100% if the author don't change her mind. This is Furybound, the 2nd book in the Wolves of Ruin series. Book 1 was Direbound, of course. I didn't read book 1. I own it, but I didn't read it. I don't know if I want to pick up book 2 before book 3, because as I said, the same thing with When the Moon Hatched. I want to read more of my physical TBR, unless if something is really amazing, everyone's talking about it, please read it, and I keep seeing it everywhere, then I will just give up and read it. But if that does not happen, I don't think that I will run to pick it up, even though I know Direbound, a lot of people fell in love with it, but because we are still getting books in the series, I don't know if I want to pick it up or not. This is going to release on May 5th. The next book is the 2nd book in a duology. This one I'm going to pick up because I already have it right here. This is the beautiful special edition by Paige Furwick, A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride. This is a duology. I'm very excited about the sequel. I'm going to read it. I'm going to start this book because the 2nd book is coming out this month. Now, in this world, we are following our protagonist, Amira, who is waiting for the current king to die so she can bind to his dragon. We have dragons and enemies to lovers in this duology, and it's only a duology, which makes it even more exciting. And she wants to claim the throne. But her biggest adversary is Prince Fiorin, or Fiorin. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but I think it is this handsome guy right here. He is a very ruthless dragon rider, and also he's one of the most powerful fire wielders, and she's also, I think, a blacksmith, and she has a hidden power, fire-wielding power too, I believe. And he's cold and he's arrogant and he's everything we want. But something happens and they need to start or forge an alliance, an easy alliance between them. A lot of people that I follow and that already read this book really enjoyed it. I am very excited for the release date of the second book. Let me check the name. The duology is called Bonded by Beasts, and the second book is called A Queen Crowned in Flames. This is going to release on May 26th, so I still have the time to read book one. And yeah, as I said, it's a duology, so I'm going to read this book and finish the duology by the end of June, I believe. The next book is the third book in a series that I'm scared to start, because the main series, this is the spin-off of the Ravenhood series, Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line. This is called the Ravenhood Legacy series, and it is planned to be 4 books, I believe. We have the third book now coming out. The first book in this series is One Last Rainy Day. It was Dominic's book. This series left some damage, and that's why I'm very scared to start this spin-off, because I know what happens. We already know this is the past romances of these characters, but like the first series, the Ravenhood series, really left some scars. It is one of the most, I don't want to say beautiful, it is beautifully told, but it is, oh my god, the emotional damage that you will get. It is 5 stars, by the way. It was so good, but I still get like PTSD every time I see the book coming out from the spin-off series. I want to read it. I will do it, but I'm a bit scared. Birds of a Feather is the name of the book, coming out in May 26th. As I said, this is the third book in the spin-off. You need to read the Ravenhood series before reading this one. I don't know what she puts in her words, Kate Stewart, but like the romance is so deep that it really like cuts you. These characters felt so real. I don't know. It felt so real. It felt like I sobbed my eyes out. It is one of the series that I will never ever forget, because it really hurt my feelings. It was like I lived with these characters my whole life, and like I knew them. It was so magical, the reading experience. Yes. It is a dark contemporary romance, by the way. You can start with book 1 from the Ravenhood series and see how it goes from there. The next book that I'm going to talk about, I think this is going to be a no, it is a trilogy. Now I'm checking like every single book to know what I'm getting myself into. It is book 2 in the Time of Iron series. Book 1 was Long Live Evil, and book 2 is coming out in May 12th, All Hail Chaos. I'm very excited about this book, even though I didn't start book 1, but the premise of that book lives in my mind rent free, and I really want to start it. But since this is not a duology, I'm not going to pick up book 1. That's my problem now, because I need to prioritize the books that are duologies or standalones on my physical TBR. That's what I decided to do this year, to be honest. Other than that, the exceptions are, I'm also reading some dark romances that are still ongoing, like LJ Shan. I don't know what the series is called, but book 1 is called Bad Bishop, and I got hooked on that series. Book 2 just came out, Twisted Pawn. I finished it today, and oh my god, Tierney and Achilles, and book 1 was about Tyrion and Lila. It is a dark mafia romance, and it is absolutely addictive and so good. Now I'm talking about something else. Let's talk about All Hail Chaos. Book 1 is about a girl who dies, but she wakes up in a fantasy world of a series that she really loves, and she read multiple times during her life. But when she woke up, she realizes that she woke up as the evil side, or like the other people that we don't like in that book. And yeah, and the story starts from there. I think there is a love triangle. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I read the synopsis, but I'm still interested. I still own my book from Verity, and I'm still interested in reading that series. And I'm hoping, I really do. I'm a little bit scared because Verity did not announce the special edition of All Hail Chaos. And I hope they do, because I want to buy it, even though I didn't read book one. I really want to get my hands on the special edition of this book. And like, I mean, this edition in itself is really, really beautiful. I love these covers. I love the vibe of these covers. Okay, this, as I said, is coming out on May 12th. The next sequel, I was going to say, it's not a sequel. The sequels now are finished. Now, this is a new series, but it's going to be a duology. Yes, it is a duology. Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. She's the author of the very, very famous series Divergent that I still didn't read yet. I read the first book. Yes, I read the first book a long time ago, but I didn't finish the series. And a lot of people said that the movies, well, I watched the first movie, maybe the second too, but a lot of people said that the rest, like movie 2, 3, and maybe there is 4, I'm not sure, they didn't compare to the books, so I was like, I'm not going to watch them. I don't want to miss this series for myself. I want to read it, but this one, I want to read it. This is only going to be duology. This is also a dystopian fantasy, and it is about Elegy, who is a soldier. She's defending her small town against a nation that call themselves the Talusar, and they worship a deadly fever. Why? Because this fever blessed half of its victims with mysterious gifts. This is a dystopia. And when I read this, it reminded me of One Dark Window, book 1 in the Shepherd's King duology, because they get this fever, and if they survive the fever, they will end up having these powers. And it was a little bit of a dystopia, if you think about it, because you need to keep it hush-hush, and the king's like soldiers, if they hear about it, they will take the kids and do bad things to them. This one really reminded me of that, but I believe this one leans more towards science fiction and dystopia, and I'm very, very excited to read it. This has brilliant reviews from ARC readers. Call me obsessed, but dystopian is so back with Seek the Traitor's Son. For the fans of Dune, didn't read it, I can safely say this will exceed your expectations. Amazing character development and a lot of political intrigue. Another one says, I'm in awe of this story in a lot of ways because, wow, this feels every bit as expensive, ambitious, and exciting as the author sets it out to be. Yes, I'm going to read this one as soon as it comes out. Maybe this is going to release on May 12th, but it is only a duology, as I said. So book 1 is coming out next year, hopefully. Okay, next one might be the exception, because when I read the synopsis, it really hooked me, and I'm so interested in this book. It is called A Curse of Beasts and Magic, and it is book 1 in a trilogy. The trilogy is called Beautiful and Beastly by Janine Frost. Listen to this. It is Beauty and the Beast meets The Witcher in this dark fantastical retelling, except Beauty is the Beast. Oh my god. And who's the Witcher in this scenario? He's the warden keeping mythical beings in check in our world and beyond. He's like the guardian to this portal between our world and the other world that has all these supernatural creatures. And the girl is the Beast. Oh my god. And this is an urban fantasy. She's an ER nurse, and she gets attacked, someday gets attacked by something that she's not sure what it was, but it awakens something in her. She has like this beast living inside of her, and she started playing vigilante against muggers and like bad people at night. But one day she uses her powers to heal an old man who turns out to be Remington, or Remy. He's the Witcher in the story, as we said, the guardian. He's his grandfather. And because she caused this unbalance, because now she's become like this supernatural creature that does not belong in our world anymore. So he kind of needs her to be removed. Maybe he wants to take, I don't know, this is not in the synopsis, this is me thinking. Maybe he needs to get her out of our world into the supernatural creatures world. But because she did that, he's like, and Remy knows that the wall between the realm of deadly mythical creatures and our own world is very thin. And there is some unbalance happening, something is happening, and will they be friends? Will they be foes? And there is this dangerous attraction, of course. We are here for the attraction between them. Will it turn into something else? I am very, very excited about this one. Also, it is an urban fantasy, and I want to read an urban fantasy. One of the ARC readers said, the way I ate this up, like I had my own personal beast inside me, telling me to feed more. Another one says, the action starts pretty much from page 1, and there is never a dull moment. And it is adult, by the way. I'm very, very interested in this book. Probably going to pick it up as soon as it releases. This is going to release on May 26th. The next book that I'm going to talk about is also the first book in a series. And from the synopsis, I'm not sure. Since we have 3 houses, I think it's going to be 3 books, but I'm not sure. This is called Malachite. I love this cover. I love this green with the black. Malachite is the start of a dark academia romantasy that gives you enemies to lovers, slow burn, elemental magic powers, forced proximity, found family, and the perfect amount of spice. We have Malachite, we have Opal, we have Agate, and that is why I think it's going to be 3 books, 3 stones, 3 powers, and 3 magical units. 3 houses, you can say. You choose your unit, you choose your house in this academy, and hope that it chooses you back. So in this book, we are following Arianel, and she enters this academy for people that has these elemental magic powers. But when she got accepted, her brother got executed for the murder of 4 students. So when she gets in, she is hated by everyone else. And really, no one wants her there. But she's a little bit skeptical about what happens, and she wants to clear her brother's name. And she gets to know her brother's best friend, I believe. His name is Sebastian. And the story starts from there because they start to try to uncover what really happened. The reviews are really promising for this one. Here it says, some books whisper to you, Malachite grabs you by the throat and dares you to look away. This one says, and this is really bold, it is like Divergent meets Fourth Wing, and they had a book baby. Now, don't get your hopes up. I don't want to get my hopes up like too much and then like be like, no, it has nothing to do with Divergent or Fourth Wing. But a lot of people said that the story was such a good time. And another one here says, this book had such good yearning and tension between Arianel and Sebastian. The story has a dark academia setting with an interesting magic system, and it gives dark Harry Potter vibes. I mean, from the synopsis also, I think it's more like dark Harry Potter than Divergent and Fourth Wing, but don't quote me on that. I didn't read it. But it does end on a cliffhanger. So I don't know. It is the start of a series. This is going to release on May 19th. The next book is by Mike Corland. It is called Verity Guild. And look at that cover. And look at those sprayed edges. The first print one edition is gorgeous. She's the author of 5 Broken Blades. I have raved to you about this series before. I need you to read it, please. If you read Six of Crows, if you love the premise of like a group of people, young people coming together and like the found family aspect and the things that they do together. And it has a mystery element to it. And I really love the fantasy and the everything. It was such a great story. I still need to finish that trilogy. I read book 1 and 2. I still need to read book 3. I'm super excited about this one. Also, the synopsis and the premise. Secrets build this republic. One truth could burn it down. This is a fantasy set in a Rome-like world, and it is adult. We are following High Priestess Kirasia, and she's hiding that she has magical powers from her bloodline. I think she's the only one, yes, the last surviving heir of this magical bloodline that the Republic slaughtered that she's working in. And something happens, someone get murdered, and all eyes turn to her. And there is this Praetorian, his name is Thorin, and he's also skeptical about her innocence, but they need to work together in this like closed setting. I think they are in some kind of palace and it is closed, or they cannot get out for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm not sure about the details, but I know it is a closed setting mystery. And I cannot wait to read it. This says, Verity Guild by Mike Holland is the fantasy detective story you didn't know you needed. It is definitely for fans of Crescent City and Heartless Hunter. A lot of people compare Thorin from this book, Verity Guild, to Gideon from Heartless Hunter or The Crimson Moth, and who love a little fantasy with their murder mystery. It is set in a world inspired by ancient Rome, as I said. I found the murder mystery in a fantasy dynamic to be very captivating, and I was drawn into the story from the very first chapters. And as I said, the characters find themselves locked in a castle during the conclave. As I said, it is like a locked-room mystery with a slow burn tension romance, and you are questioning who you can trust. Another one says, this one was such compelling and a bingeable read for me. I flew through it, got completely wrapped up in the mystery, and now I'm just sitting here like, okay, but I need the next book immediately. And this is, I don't know if I said it, this is going to be a duology, so I can start book one, right? Yes, I'm starting it now once I receive it. This is going to release on May 5th, very, very soon. The next book that I'm going to talk about, and if I'm being honest, it is this absolutely stunning cover that drew me to it, A Dark and Wild Wood by Sarah Nicole Lemon. Absolutely stunning. It's giving all the Gothic vibes. It's beautiful. A Dark and Wild Wood is the lush and atmospheric story of a maiden with dark magic who becomes the apprentice to Lord Death. For a price. For fans of Juniper and Thorn, I didn't read it yet, and The Year of the Witching, that I didn't read it. I need to read these books. This is a historical fiction Gothic horror fantasy. Here it says, we've got trauma, we've got friendship, romantic or platonic, we don't know, bad luck, mysteries about missing women, dangerous magical powers, creepy and mysterious manner, and so much more. But this is not a romance book. I'm so happy that they said that, because sometimes you go into the book expecting something and you get something else, and then we get frustrated over it. But it's not the book's fault, it is our mind. This is not a romance book. If you're expecting romance, I think you will be disappointed. But they enjoyed the story so much. I'm giving it a go. Also, I found another one that said, I couldn't believe how good this book was as I kept reading. The Night and the Moth and One Dark Window Girlies. This book is for you. If you like trips through a dark and magical forest and creepy mansions and beautiful spells. Yes, please. I love all of these things. This is going to release on May 12th. The next book is also the first book in a trilogy by Nisha J. Tooley. It is called Stormbreaker, and here too we have first print run special edition. I read Trials of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. I still need to finish that series because I really, really enjoyed book one, but I didn't pick up book two. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I really don't know why. I got distracted by other books. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm super excited about this one because I really liked her writing in that book. I mean, that book really got me laughing out loud so much. I love the FMC in that book so much. This is a gripping dystopian romance filled with forbidden power, ruthless challenges, and a heroine who refuses to burn quietly. perfect for fans of Divergent and The Hunger Games. And this is also, it says here young adult, new adult. I'm not sure. I don't think it is young adult. Well, our FMC, she's 19 years old and she enters an academy, and we have brutal trials, also hidden identities. I think she's trying to hide her powers, that she's a storm wielder, like from the title Stormbreaker, but here it says the storms don't fear her. They answer back. This review here says, Stormbreaker felt like such a throwback to the 2010s dystopian reading era. If you love the Divergent series, and most recently Silver Elite, I think you will have a great time with this one. Oh, but I think it is YA. Here it says, if you don't enjoy YA reads, this might not be the book for you. But as I said, if you were a reader or fan of the 2010s dystopians, then this might be the right one. I will give it a go. This is going to release on May 5th. The next book that I'm super excited about, because I heard about it a lot from What Michaela Reads, Michaela at What Michaela Reads channel here on YouTube, Dissection of a Murder by Joe Murray. And it's getting a lot of high reviews on Goodreads too. This is a thriller, a legal thriller, about a lawyer who is like a young lawyer. It is, I think, her first case, and someone very important dies. It's a crime. It's not a natural death, of course. The victim is a well-known, well-respected judge whose death shocked everyone in the community, and the defendant is insistent that he wants her and only her to represent him. So our Lila, she's representing him, but who is the prosecutor? You ask, it is her husband. Her opponent is the most ruthless prosecutor, and he's the one who taught her a lot about being a lawyer. And it is her husband. And like how Michaela talks about this book, and like she's really like hard on books, like about giving them a 5 stars or 5-star reviews. And she was like raving about this book, and like in every video, and I was like, I'm going to read it. I promise you, when it comes out, I'm going to read it. This is going to come out on May 5th. Also here from the reviews, can I officially introduce you to the best legal thriller of 2026? And also, this is a debut. It is her first book ever. This woman is a genius. She's now on my auto-approved author list, and I will read anything she writes next without even checking the blurb. That's a very nice review. That's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. As I said, May 7th. Expected May 5th, but at the end of the synopsis says May 7th. Which one, Goodreads? Which one? Okay. The next book is also a thriller by Nora Roberts. It is called The Final Target. I love this cover with the roses and the green. So this book is about an author who realizes she has a stalker. Not in the beginning. In the beginning, she thought maybe he's like a big fan and he's coming to all her events and everything. But then she accepts to drink a cup of coffee with him. And she realizes that he's like, something is wrong up there, and she gets scared. But something happens. I think he assaults her, and instead of going to jail, they put him in a mental facility for 5 years. But the day of his release is creeping in, so she decides to move to another city. She moves to Oregon, and she gets to know and meets an ex-LAPD officer, I believe. There is like a little subplot of romance, I believe, in this book, but it's not the main thing at all. But of course, he finds her. His name is Dustin. Dustin's obsession is still there, worse than before, and danger is coming. I usually read about stalkers and my dark romances, and like, they are not cute by any means, but like the story is cute. But here is like is more real. Okay, this is more real. It's dangerous. And I think I didn't read a thriller before about a stalker, so I'm very excited about this book. Probably going to pick it up as soon as it releases. This is going to release on May 26th. Yeah, I was going to move on to another book, but then I read this. He still believes, in the synopsis, he still believes Arden is the name of the author. He still believes Arden's purpose on earth is to serve and please him. Oh my God. And his job is to protect her. But who will protect her from him? This is chilling. I got goosebumps. Definitely going to read it. The next book is another thriller. This is called Caller Unknown by Gillian McAllister. How far would you go to rescue your child? This is what I really grabbed my attention. A mother races against the clock and finds herself on the wrong side of the law, and a desperate fight to save her teenage daughter in this pulse-pounding thriller. I'm definitely going to pick this one up. As a mother myself, I would do anything for my daughter. Anything for my daughter. So it really it tugged on my heartstrings. This story is about a mother and a daughter who go together on this little trip, and they go to Texas and this cabin. But on their very first night, Simone, the mother, awakes at 4 a.m. to find Lucy missing. She then discovers a burner phone in the cabin, displaying the message Caller Unknown. And with a chilling message that say that they have taken Lucy and they don't want cash as a ransom. They want her to do something else. And they want her to meet them at some place, somewhere else. And from the reviews, I gathered that they are asking her to do terrible things. I don't know. I'm very interested in this book because it focuses on a mother and a daughter relationship, and also like, how far would you go, honestly, for your child or for your loved ones? Another review says the queen of twists is back, and she does not disappoint. This is the newest thriller, and it is gripping, action-packed, adrenaline-fueled, feminist-charged roller coaster that leaves you breathless. It is the kind of story that keeps your heart in your throat, your palms clammy, and your nerves on edge as you frantically turn the pages. I cannot wait. By the time I finished, I felt like I had been holding my breath the entire ride. Definitely, right away. This is going to release on May 5th. Yes, on top of my TBR. Thank you very much. I hope the audiobook releases the same day. I love reading thrillers with the audiobook at the same time. Sometimes I only listen to them. Sometimes I read them together with not the physical, but on my Kindle with a book. The next book is by none other than, say it with me, Frida McFadden. Yes. I love this cover too. I love Dear Debbie's cover, and I'm loving this pink cover. It is called The Divorce. Dear Debbie, if I remember correctly, it released on January 27th. Let me check. Yes. It released on January 27th. And this book is going to release on May 26th. February, March, April, the end of May. We got 2 books in the span of 4 months. Isn't it crazy? Frida, tell us that you are fine. Tell us that you are okay, because I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I read Dear Debbie and I really enjoyed it. I know some people did, some people did not. But like, if you suspend your belief, hear me out. If you suspend your belief, if you just enjoy the ride, take it as it is. It's not serious, but it's so entertaining. Believe me, read it. It is so entertaining. The advices that she gives to her, I want to say, readers in this magazine are so unhinged and out of this world crazy that you're like, I love her. I love Debbie from Dear Debbie. So yeah, I'm probably going to pick it up who am I kidding? This is going to release on, as I said, May 26th. Probably going to pick it up. This is about Naomi. She was living like the best love story of her life. Boy meets girl, they fall in love, they get married, they buy a dream house, and they start a family. Then he kicks her out, hires the city's best divorce lawyers, drains their accounts, and takes up with a 20-something young woman. So Naomi, what does she do? She fixates on her husband's new girlfriend. What begins as a cynical curiosity soon twists into obsession, and then into something far darker. Frida McFadden delivers a razor-sharp, subversive thriller where love curdles into vengeance and survival becomes the most dangerous game of all. I'm going to read it. Frida girl, I'm exhausted for you, this comment said. Me too. Yeah, I also read the Tenant by her recently. I read Dear Debbie, and then the month after that, I think I read The Tenant. I also enjoyed it very much. Done it on audio. It was such a fast read, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it too, to be honest. So I'm with Frida on this one. And that was it for me today, book besties. If you made it this far, leave me the pink heart emoji, and also please hype the video and like and subscribe and comment and everything, because I would appreciate it so much. And also, like, subscribe if you love the video. Why not? You know, so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.